Hello YouTube friends, it's Dale from whatever the weather may be. I'm just sitting here in the pumpkin patch looking at a new Vessey's catalog that came in the mail. Vessey's Bulbs Fall. Oh, this catalog is just, it's filled with beautiful, beautiful things. I probably shouldn't be looking at it, but actually I've already found a bunch of things that I think I'm going to order. But can you believe something like this is a tulip? Look at this. It looks like a peony, but it's actually a tulip. How gorgeous is that? Anyway, here I am sitting in my pumpkin patch. Well, actually, no, it's not my pumpkin patch. It's my squash patch. And look at how this squash patch has just exploded. Those are my pumpkins over there. But these are the squash here. And there's lots of little squash coming on, which is nice. I love my squash, particularly in the wintertime. Nothing better than to have butternut squash roasted in the oven with butter, salt and pepper, maybe a little bit of cheese on top. But personally, I just like it with butter and salt and pepper. I don't need anything else in it. I've never even had squash soup. Well, I've had it, but I've never made it because we never let our squash get to that point. We just eat it as a vegetable, and it's so good. So in this patch here is butternut squash, acorn squash, I think there's spaghetti squash in here, and of course there's zucchini right in the middle there. And there's a couple of pumpkins. Those pumpkins are the little small ones, the baking ones. They're great for making pies and stuff. Not jack-o'-lanterns or Halloween pumpkins. These are the little cooking pumpkins. And a pie made with those, oh, it's just wonderful. You see my carrot patch over there? Look what happened to it. I decided to save my sanity. Let's put it that way. That was my carrot patch, which I had resown 3 times, and each time this one beautiful portulaca that's everywhere in this garden completely covered it. And that particular patch was so thick, it was just like a carpet. And I'm having a problem with it anyway. The rest of this I can sort of control, and I know that once the squash gets covering everything, it'll slow it right down. But over there, it was just, I don't think I would have ever been able to control it. So I made a decision. Do I need carrots very, very badly, or do I need a garden that is not going to be full of a really thick carpet of portulaca next year? So I took the tiller and I tilled it all up, and I put that weed mat on top of it. And I'm hoping that that's going to end that particular problem. Now I do have it in other places, but not as thick. I couldn't even pull it. It was so thick. It was terrible. So that's what I've done with the carrots, and I'm not too fussed about it because just over the highway and up the hill a little bit, we have a market garden, or we have a market gardener, and I can buy a bushel bag of carrots for $5 if I want to, and that's probably what I'll do. And they're beautiful carrots. They're no different than what I could grow. So although it would have been nice to have my own, just to run out and pick one or pick a handful and have them for supper, this is a better option right now as far as trying to control this weed problem that I have in this garden. And look what's behind it. I'm going to stand up. at these sunflowers. Aren't they not pretty? Look at them. They're gorgeous. And there's a bee in there. Look at that. I don't know if you can see him. What does he think he's getting there? Yeah, he's busy getting something. Aren't they lovely? Oh, there's 2 bees. Okay, I'll leave you guys alone. On the other side over here, there's going to be some red ones, I think. This is the first one that opened up. It's already starting to get a little on the droopy side. But over here, see, there's a little red one that's going to open. These are from seeds that I saved last year. I had bought a little packet of ornamental sunflowers, and they were beautiful. They were absolutely gorgeous. And I saved a bunch of them, and I mixed them all up together. And then this year I planted them. And I think I'll do the same thing for next year because they are really pretty. They just sort of brighten the spot. So, while I'm over here, I'm going to show you what I found this morning. This is my blueberry, raspberry bed here, and I had planted a couple of Kajari melons. Well, this morning, there's one down there. Aren't they the cutest little things? Of course, they'll get a lot bigger, but oh, I was so excited to see that. And I think there's some more coming on too. I think I saw a few more, but not quite that size yet. So that's exciting. And if you watched my last video, first of all, I'm going to say something. If you watched my last video, I'm going to really apologize for that zipping all over the place video. That was an extremely hot day. I was probably on the verge of heat exhaustion, and I should not have filmed that video, but I did. But remember I said that this was a Kajari melon? Well, it's not. I just remembered that I did plant 3, only 2 came up. But about maybe 3 weeks ago, I was in a hardware store and I came across a seeds for birdhouse gourds. And even though it was late in the season, I decided to plant them. So that's one. And there's another one over here. So these are not melons. These are those birdhouse gourds. And if I can get them to... I really don't even care this year if I can get the gourds big enough to use as a birdhouse. What I want to do is get the seeds. And I think this year a lot of my garden is going to be that way. Only because I don't think product-wise, like production-wise, I'm not going to have a lot of food. So if I can't have a lot of food, I want to have a lot of seeds. So my corn, even though it's not even as tall as I am, it's starting to put on some cobs way down in here. But it's so short. I don't even think those cobs are going to come to anything. And the beans, again this morning I was in here and I see I have some Borlotti beans. Now when I bought these package of Borlotti beans, I specifically chose bush Borlottis. But they're shooting off these long runners like they want to be climbing Borlottis. But they're pretty, look at them. Aren't they gorgeous? I'm going to pick a couple of them. Some of them are actually probably not quite. They could fill out a bit more. They're actually quite a large bean. Here's another big one. So I want to save seeds from these as well. Well, I'll be saving seeds from everything, I think, this year. I think this will be a partially what my garden is going to be intended for this year is seed saving. But they do look kind of pretty, don't they? Never grown them before, never eaten them either. But I know people who have, and they say they're really tasty. Very buttery. There's no beans on any of the other, like I said before, I've got all colors and kinds and varieties in here, but so far only the Borlottis have any production, so I don't know. We'll see. So, as well as these squash over here, look at those two massive big plants there. So that was a mistake planting them. I thought that those two were climbing plants, climbing squashes. They are the summer pattypan squash, the little squash that look like spaceship. Well, those are not climbing, sorry to say. And they're massive. In fact, I can't even barely get through here now. But there are some squash on here. Let's see if I can find one so you can see what they look like. Oh, here's one down here. See? They're little, like little spaceship. There's quite a few down here, actually. I don't know how big they're supposed to get, but there's quite a few in here. So yeah, these plants are huge. And I don't know, this looks like a radish to me. But I don't know, I didn't plant it here. I think this is the weirdest year for everything. Cucumbers, I just picked a couple of cucumbers off of there. They're finally starting to climb. As are the noodle beans. Will you look at this? We're in the 3rd week of July and now they're going to climb. Oh well. I guess they figure, we got time. Swiss chard, we've been eating this Swiss chard already. It's really good. And I picked a bunch of peppers. I probably should have picked that one. It's a little bit green yet, I'll leave it. Tomatoes are, well, there are tomatoes, but I do not think I'm going to have the huge crop of tomatoes that I had last year. I know I'm not. But there are some. Look at those on the ground there. They're just not, I don't know. These are big. Look at them. They're like grapes. They're still quite hard though. I'm going to leave them a little while longer. But this bush is full of them. They're everywhere. They're still kind of hard. And there's some more little tomatoes coming on. These are I called them on my last video Italian paste, but they're not. They're Amish paste. They're sort of an oblong, almost look like a Roma. And some more tomatoes. My very favorite cherry tomatoes. I've grown them every year. They're called super sweet. I can't find any. Oh, maybe this is one. Yeah, this is one. But look at how small this plant is. I might not get any. And they are so good. You could eat them like candy, those little super sweets. The lettuce. I just cut a whole bunch down again. Aren't these beautiful? And isn't this beautiful? I just think a dill flower is gorgeous, and I love the smell as well. So I'll have dill, even if I don't have cucumbers. This is fennel. And I've never grown fennel before. I did not realize it was so similar to dill. But I want to save these seeds because I really want to grow this again. I've been using the fennel in tea and it is beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I'm watching these seeds and I'm paying attention so that I can harvest them. But they're nice. I could very easily take these and put them in a vase and have them on my table and just enjoy them. Same with the dill. I just find them so beautiful.
How's everything going?
And look at here. Isn't that the cutest thing you've ever seen? That's the teddy bear sunflower. It's quite large. And there's a few coming on. There's another one around here. Oops, so this is the first one that came out. And I think it's starting to, oh no, it's still good. But these again, the plant is so short. They're not tall at all. They're maybe 2 feet. That's it. The fennel is taller. Look there's the fennel and there's the teddy bears. Oh well. It is a very strange year for sure. I found these in a bunch of weeds. These are zinnias, obviously. So I put them in here. Look at that portulaca. It's just everywhere. And I have been pulling it. It doesn't look like I have, but I have. And my little wildflower garden is coming back very nicely. There's some zinnias and some cosmos. Finally, I see cosmos. I planted a lot of them, but this is the first I've seen of them. So there's zinnias and there's lots of cosmos in here. And that is a cosmia, that spiky looking thing. Again, lots of portulaca. Look at it. Some of my homegrown geraniums in here. And one of my surviving rudbeckias. It's the only one. I had about 6 plants. And that's the only one I have seen come back. Here's some more cosmos. I was despairing that I wouldn't have any cosmos, and these are a really pretty one. I bought this seed special. Look what's tucked in here. A little echinacea plant. Come on. You get going. And I had given a lot of my cosmos seeds that I saved last year away in Christmas cards. And I was beginning to think that I wouldn't have cosmos this year, but I'm very happy to see those. My little chamomile patch is not looking so hot. It's a good thing I had a good harvest from here already, because I think I might not, well, it's hard to say. This year has been very tough to grow things, except weeds. This is my little herb bed. It's growing very well, actually. Lemon balm I can start to Take some more off of here and dry it for tea. Sage looks very nice. Oh, these things, these are going to be the death of me, really. A little bit of lavender. I honestly can't remember what this is. Oh, it's oregano, maybe. It smells like oregano. Oh, the weeds are in here like crazy. Oh, boy. Just running my hands in there. It's released this scent that is, and this is summer savory, which also has such a strong, beautiful scent. Well, I'm here. I might as well pull these out. Excuse me for a minute. They're tucked everywhere. There, it's a little bit better. I love this little herb bed. I wish it was 4 times bigger. And I despaired of having any kale this year, and look what's coming up is kale. Like really, this should have come up in June, and it's just coming up and starting now. And this is the purple kale. I had bought a package of seeds, and I had spread it all over, and again, it didn't come up either till now. It's crazy, crazy year. So that's my little jungle. It looks very impressive, but in actual fact, unless we get a lot more water than we have been getting, a lot more rain, I think it's going to be rather disappointing. However, if you don't plant, you'll never know. You'll never get anything. So whatever I get, I'll be thankful for, and we will enjoy it. We'll totally enjoy it. So I think I'll go back to my spot here in my pumpkin patch, and I will finish looking at the Vessi catalogue and think about next year's garden. If you're interested in having a look at Vessi's products, they are from the east coast of Canada. They're at Prince Edward Island, and they're well known for their bulbs and tulips and narcissus and all that kind of stuff. And that trellis that I have right there, I got that from Vessi's, and I've not seen anything like it anywhere else, and it is really, at the time, I just picked it out of the catalog, and at the time I was thinking, I don't know, buy something sight unseen, but it's really good. I'm very happy that I have it. It's just that the plants aren't quite cooperating, but the trellis itself is great. So, look them up online. Yeah, you can order free catalog. They ship anywhere, and they actually have at the back of this book, they have collections, and they have I'll just show you really quickly. $5 Best Buys, $10 Best Buys, $15 Best Buys, which is really nice. So you can get like Hosta grab bag. You get three for $15, or What else is in here? The allium 3. Where is it? There it is. Allium 3 for $15. Lilies, daylily 4 for $15. Look at these tulips here. Aren't they gorgeous? So it's the same thing. The further you go, the cheaper the prices. You can get purple sensation package of purple sensation allium package of 3 for $5. So it's worth. This is what I love. This Dutch blue pearl Dutch iris package of 15 for $5. Is that not gorgeous? Actually, I think I'm going to be ordering that anyway. Even the glory of the snow, 15 for $5. So look them up online. That's Vessies bulbs, they're called. And or just Vessies. You can find them just under Vessies because they sell seeds and everything. This is just their fall catalog, so it's just bulbs. But look them up. There's their address right there, www.vessies.com. You won't be disappointed. They have beautiful things. So I guess that's all I'm going to talk about today. I'm always rattled on long enough. And I think it's time for some lunch. I picked some salad earlier, so I think I'll go in and make myself a nice salad. So, from me to you, have a wonderful Saturday. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.